This is Buddhist bell. I grown up ringing this bell every day to say good morning to my grandparents. I'm still doing the same thing with a little bit change. I say good morning to my father too, which he passed away 14 years ago. You must be thinking, oh, she must love her father so much. But truth is, yes and no. He drank a lot, and then he did treat my mother not well. He made my mother feel worthless, and it made me feel helpless. Sometimes my mom took me for shopping while he was playing golf. In the afternoons, she gets very antsy and then wanted to rush back home before he came back home because he didn't want to come back home with empty house. If did he come back home before us, he put golf bag at the door and then left for drink. That's the message, that's the sign. It's saying, I won't be happy when I come back home. When I graduated university, I moved to San Francisco, and then I was shocked. I was shocked that human being is like so careless, and then so free, and then fun. I felt free for the first time in my life. I discovered a unknown part of me, and then I enjoyed being just me. Although I really loved living in San Francisco for 6 years, I missed my mother, and then especially my younger sister. And also my dad convinced me, come back to Japan and work for me, which I did. Working with him actually was a good idea because I saw his side that I didn't see before. And then actually we start building a relationship, which I was happy. It was 2 years after I moved back to Japan. One night, I received a phone call, and that was my oldest sister. She said, Mom called me, and then she said Dad was lying on the street in front of their house. They took him to the hospital. So my sister and I rushed to the hospital. It turned out he came back home late, drunk, and he fell stairs from top of the stairs in front of his house. He was in coma for 5 days, and then eventually he passed away. After funeral, I have to go to City Hall to get his koseki. Koseki is a family registry in Japan that contains family events such as birth, adoption, marriage, divorce, and death. I was at the City Hall and waiting, and then the employee called my name, and he gave me a pile of paper and said, this is all I could get. I cannot get more than this. I can go further than this. And then I thought that was a very strange thing to say. As I was flipping the pages, when I read the very first sentence of the first page of his koseki, I understood. He was Korean. In 1966, he gave up his Korean nationality and became Japanese when he was 26 years old. Only Japanese can get koseki. That's why the employee said, I cannot get more record than this. I was shocked, but I was excited too, as if I found last piece of the puzzle. That's why he hated Japanese government. That's why his uncle and aunt live in a Korean neighborhood. That's why we ate so many Korean food at home. I felt I got a visa. I got visa stamp on my golden passport, so I can go Japanese culture and then Korean culture freely. Following days, I held a family meeting. There's my mom, my sisters, my nieces and nephew, and brother-in-law attended. I passed around the papers with excitement. I told my new discovery. I thought I could celebrate our heritage together. They were not happy. There is still discrimination towards Korean in Japan. Japan colonized Korea from 1910 to 1945. During those years, many Koreans immigrated to Japan. And of course, they are placed in the bottom of the social hierarchy. Still, there are many Koreans are facing discrimination, like getting bank loan, employment, marriage, housing. And then there are people believed in Japanese purity. Next day, we had a family meeting. One of my sisters called me, said, "I wish you didn't say that in front of my kids and my husband." My husband was so mad and told me and said to me, "Did you know about this? Why are you hiding this from me? Now we have Korean blood in my family, and then our family is tainted. Look, our daughter's going to have such a hard time to get married." When I heard that, I realized their world and my world are so different. They never been experienced appreciating other cultures or the other world beyond Japan. Thinking about my father flashed me back to good memories. In fact, he's the one who encouraged me to come to the United States. Every morning, I ring this bell. I'm reminded my past and the two cultures who have shaped who I am today. Thank you.